Welcome to the Hollywood Scholar. I'm Jed Morgan, and Disney is in dire straits for a lot of reasons, specifically with its Marvel and Star Wars products. Nothing is making money currently, and that's irrespective of COVID. It's so far past COVID with movies like Top Gun Maverick and Spider-Man No Way Home destroying it at the box office, so that is no longer an excuse that is viable. If you add all the Marvel Phase 4 movies together, for example, combining their marketing, their budget, and everything like that, their costs together, and then subtracting it by the profit that all these movies make, there is no profit to be found. As a whole, Phase 4 has not made any money. And the Star Wars Disney Plus shows, there really haven't been many. Kind of the same situation for those as well. Same thing with the Marvel Disney Plus shows. They are not getting the viewers equivalent for the size of the subscriber base or for the juggernaut that is the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Things are going bad beyond just that, with the Reedy Creek deal in Florida about to go away, which will be some of godless amount of money in taxes in the coming years. Overall, Disney is not doing very well, and that seems to be reflected in this recent shareholders meeting with Bob Chapek, where it shows that Disney's share plummets to lowest level in nearly a decade as concerns mount over profitability. This is a good thing in my opinion. I didn't think this would be happening for several more years, because if a company is crashing and burning to this degree, this forces people to change their minds, forces things to turn around, and hopefully signal the end of the wokeness back towards the good content that Disney used to provide us. They used to be very, very good at giving us good movies, good television shows, and heartfelt entertainment. That is no longer the case. So this might be what we need. Now, this is Disney. They're going to be the last of the party of disassociating themselves from the wokeness. But this is a very, very good sign that that change is actually coming far sooner than I initially would have anticipated. This stock is down 13%, which is massive considering the amount of money that Disney deals with. Even like a 1 or 2% on this scale is firing worthy. But 13%, that is should, in a perfect world, be an entire infrastructure overhaul. But again, this is Disney, this is woke, this is their diversity and inclusion policies that they have at these companies. It'll take them a while to learn, but this is so substantial that we might be seeing a change coming. And their most recent product that is coming out in the next couple days, Black Panther Wakanda Forever, is having some substantial issues as well, because Black Panther has a budget of $250 million. That is insane. That is massive. Now, of course, this article in Variety took the opportunity to say it's the most expensive black-led movie ever, but there's no main character, so it can't really be led, but that's another story. But yeah, it outbeat Men in Black 3 with Will Smith, but yeah, $250 million. That is too large. Yes, it is a Black Panther movie. The first one made quite a lot of money, but this one isn't tracking to do as well. If you do the customary math that we do, this movie needs to make around $650 million, similar to Thor: Love and Thunder, just to break even. Its tracking isn't that good. Its tracking does not quite make it that high, and I believe that it will be substantially lower. And if you include in the box office predictions that we've gotten, it's saying that it's going to make 175. Domestically, you can kind of usually add those two numbers together, so they're looking at about a $350 million opening weekend. That's very similar to what Doctor Strange didn't cross $1 billion. So yes, this movie might break even, barely, but it won't be anywhere to the degree of profitability that an investment like this should incur. I personally believe it's going to be substantially lower than that for a lot of reasons, because a lot of apathy is set in amongst the normal fans. Viewership is just down all over the place, and then you add in the whole controversy going on with the TikTok side of things, with people saying, oh, you can't go to this movie if you're white, you can't do that, you're anti-black if you go see this movie opening weekend. So you're actually cutting out a large, substantial portion of the woke audience by doing that. And now that's not Disney's fault, but that is a prevailing narrative that I've seen even amongst people that I know personally who are of the woke inclination. They're saying we can't go watch this movie opening weekend. They're not buying tickets for their black friends. They at least drew the line there, but they're saying we can't go watch it opening weekend. That is for the African Americans to enjoy and celebrate. That's going to hurt this movie in the long run. I don't know if they realize this, but that is an actual thing that is happening. That's not just an amorphous TikTok joke. People are legitimately following the instructions of those TikTokers, which is insane. So I think with that, with a lot of the apathy setting in, this is a massively overestimation of what this box office will do this weekend. I'd be surprised if it crossed 150. I'd be very, very surprised if it broke 150. But this is in comparison to Black Panther 2018, which this movie should be compared to in every single aspect. Marketing definitely was not on par with the first Black Panther, so you're already going in a step behind this movie. But this movie made around $202 million opening weekend domestically. So even if it does do that 175, that is substantially lower. Not a good situation for them. And all the ads that have been coming about this movie are horrifically bad. I'm not looking forward to this movie. I don't even think I'm going to go watch it because those little spots that they did, those little clips, were horrendous. And one of my biggest problems with this movie is the fact that Riri Williams is in it. Now, she has one of the worst origin stories of any superhero character in Marvel's entirety. It was basically this little girl goes to her teacher and says, "You said we could do anything, but that means you're not racist. Tell me something racist. Tell me I can't be somebody." She's like, the teacher was a very good teacher. She's like, no. If you're smart enough, if you work hard enough, if you do your best, you can accomplish anything you set your mind to. If you're good enough, if you're strong enough. And Riri's like, no, you're not being racist enough. Be racist to me. Tell me I can't be something. Eventually, after enough nammering from this little girl, the teacher goes, "I guess you can't be Tony Stark." And this little girl goes, "You racist piece of shit. I'm going to be Tony Stark and prove you wrong." That's why she becomes Iron Man. That is one of the worst origin stories I have ever heard. And it doesn't help that the CGI of this new costume is this horrendously bad. And as Gary from Nerdrotic puts it, this is very, very Power Rangers. And they put the freaking heart in her costume. She's not just called Ironheart. She wears a heart. And she's got cornrows built into the helmet. It feels unrendered. It feels like there's no textures on it. This is poor CGI, a poor design. And I just can't believe that this character is going to be in Black Panther. It's like, ooh, we need to introduce this black character. Let's put him in the black movie. It's the bigotry of low expectations again. And Disney, Marvel, just being racist. Shove all the black people in the same movie. It's the same thing again and again. They're not even consistent with their own rules. And I'm just not looking forward to this movie at all. It's going to crash and burn, in my opinion. It might do decent numbers. My final prediction, I think it's going to hit 700 million. That is my goal. Something around Thor Love and Thunder. I think this movie will perform very similarly to Thor Love and Thunder. But we'll have to wait and see how opening weekend does this coming weekend. But there's more drama going on. Even the woke critics, that's very low for a woke Disney Marvel production on Rotten Tomatoes. That is very not good whatsoever. And substantially lower than it was just last week. It started out at 100% and has slowly degraded down to 86%. And this score means absolutely nothing because it's basically how many people score this above a 5 or a 6 out of 10. If 100% of people give it above a 5, you get a 100% score. So it's not exactly a algorithm that makes any sort of sense. But if you go into these scores, there's a lot of surprising rotten ones, a lot more lower scores that don't actually match what people are saying in these reviews. And we've seen that all the time. They're like, yeah, this is a bit of a mess of a movie, 9 out of 10. So what the hell happened there? Those aren't equivalent statements. And that is still very much true here with the critics. A lot more rotten in the verified. A lot more rotten. Interesting how this is playing out. Is the narrative shifting? I don't personally believe so, but we'll have to wait and see and watch this movie. Some of the early reviewers have said it's very similar to Eternals Bad. So I'm not looking forward to seeing how this changes. But in other news, Sony is learning from people, and it has reportedly, this is still very much a rumor, reportedly signed on Tom Holland for 6 new Marvel properties. Still very much a rumor, but this is what we believed was going to happen anyway. These titles include Daredevil Born Again, that one's surprising to me, new Spider-Man trilogy, and the 2 new coming Avengers movies. Now, I personally wish that Sony would have taken the opportunity from No Way Home, kind of the university stuff that they did there, and break away and make their own Spider-Man universe, because with No Way Home, they proved that they really didn't need Marvel. The only thing that they really got from Disney Marvel was Doctor Strange, and everyone pretty much agreed that he was the worst part of the movie because he was completely out of character and made some insane decisions. Go make your own universe, separate it from the MCU. You can do it now. You've reclaimed your honor with the Spider-Man trilogy. You've done it. Now go do your own thing. This is very, very disappointing to me, but at least they know that they need to sign Tom Holland back for more, and they learned at least that much because there was a rumor that they weren't going to continue with him, maybe make Miles Morales the new primary Spider-Man. But this is sort of good news, sort of not. It's like, yes, I want more Spider-Man, but I don't want more MCU Spider-Man. So we'll kind of have to see how this all turns out in Phase 5, because Phase 5, if Phase 4 was this bad, I imagine Phase 5 is going to be quite the doozy. But anyway, that's all I have for today. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Anon. If you like what I do here and want to see good, compelling stories that Hollywood will no longer give you, check out my book series, Odyssey of a Phoenix, a mythological epic about philosophy, morality, and modern-day mental illness issues. Books 1, Down in Flames, and Book 2, Apocalypse Then, currently on sale. Book 3, Kill the Dark, coming soon.